I'm Ashby, and this is Ashby Farms. Located in Burlington, North Carolina, it's now our 5th season. And it is cold beer 30 at Ashby Farms. And we are supported by friends, family, and the best community around. One thing I want to talk about is the location of my farm. Up here, there is not really a wind break within about 500 yards. The benefit to that is midsummer, when the wind predominantly comes out of the southwest here across the field, and the wind hits and it blows up the rows of the tomatoes, and it allows for a lot of transpiration of water from the tomatoes into the air. That's important because that gets rid of a lot of my fungal issues. But the flip side of every coin is that this time of year, being late March, all of April into May, yesterday we were having gusts of 42 miles an hour. We had sustained winds of 25 miles an hour, and that kind of sucks for a lot of things in the garden, particularly me and these tarps. So the tarps kind of got blown around, as you can see back over here. So I've got to come out here almost daily or semi-daily and fix the tarps. Everybody always asks me, why do I tarp? So tarping does a number of things. Basically anything that is down below the tarp, as you can see right here, is gonna go ahead and decay through the winter. It makes a stale seed bed technique. Basically that is a dark, warm, moist environment down below the tarp. So the earthworms go crazy. Any matter, compost left over from last year, any grass is going to go ahead and compost. Any seeds that are down below that are going to go ahead and germinate and die. And then the earthworms, of course, go crazy. I've got awesome earthworm counts. Like, my earthworm counts are in, like, last year, I haven't done them until spring, but last year I was like 17 earthworms per square foot. I did 5 samplings in the garden, and basically just the earthworms do all my tilling for me. I don't have any machinery, everything's by hand. So by doing it this way, we're promoting organic matter increase in the soil by the breakdown. We're increasing how many weeds germinate and die because there's no sunlight. In the spring, a lot of farmers have to contend with spring rains. Not me. Whenever I'm ready to farm, I just go ahead and pull back the tarp. I can plant that day. It makes for really easy planting. And another thing too, early in the spring, is how warm the ground temperature is. I don't even test anymore. I can plant whenever I want starting April 1st. My problem last year was that you're still getting really cold nights, so I lost a bunch of my tomato seedlings to frost last year. But my ground temperature is good to go. It's a black tarp, sits in the sunlight 12 hours a day. There's not a bit of shade out here. So anyways, I'm going to get to straightening up these tarps. I learned a couple years ago, I've got some bigger rocks down here in the middle. But what I do is I take like my T-posts, like my fence posts right here, and I roll up the edges. You can see right back over here, roll up the edges of the tarps, and that helps them stay kind of taut. Because yesterday in this wind out here, these tarps, they get to rolling like waves, and it's maybe, I don't know, 3 foot, 4 foot tall with the negative pressure that's created by all the wind blowing out here. Last year we got 62 mile an hour winds up here. The winds just really kind of beat me up in early spring, but that's part of having a farm.